To the race for Las Vegas mayor, Kara Jenkins has served as the head of Nevada's Equal Rights Commission, the HOA ombudsman, and on the governor's task force to prevent sexual harassment. And now she hopes to take those experiences to Las Vegas City Hall. I spoke with her this week about her campaign. Tell people about your background and why you're running for mayor.
Thank you. Well, I'm Kara Jenkins, and I currently am a governor appointee, and I've worked in state government for, over 13 years, but in Nevada, 11. And I've worked for both Democrat and Republican electeds, trying to find solutions for people. That's my passion, public service, which goes to why I want to be mayor, your next mayor. I feel like I'm relatable, I feel like I'm accessible, but I also really have a great ability to bring people together, no matter their walks of life, for the betterment of everybody, because I think I can identify a common thread that we all want good paying jobs, we want to live better, we want a good quality of life, and those things are what are most important in the mayor's role, to make sure that the people in the city of Las Vegas is lifted up with all these opportunities we have coming our way. So it's a great time.
So as I mentioned, it's a crowded field in the mayor's race at this point. Three of your main opponents have a long history in elected office. Either they're in office now or they were in office for a long time.
Still with the same problems we have.
Well, let's get to that. Why you have never held elected office before?
No.
Why is that, in your opinion, a good thing?
I think it's a great thing because we see now, as you had mentioned, John, that there are two people currently sitting in a position where they can make a difference, campaigning on the fact that they will once they're mayor. We also have someone who has done great things for women and has served federally, but at the same time, the people that I know and the people that I represent, look, I'm from Ward 3. I live in the city. I know what's important. I'm relatable. I'm boots on the ground, and I know the conversation is not necessarily about ribbon cutting and ceremonies, but it's like, how can I get a good paying job? Are you going to be working for me? Am I ever going to be able to afford a home? Am I going to be renting forever? What about safety? Do I have a safe city to raise my children in? What are we leaving for our kids? And those are the more pressing questions that I think your viewers care about, as well as me, and that's where our campaigns are very different.
Your past and current experiences with equal rights, civil rights, housing issues in Nevada, what are some tools in that experience that you believe translates into potentially the mayor's office?
Thank you. So yes, I do serve as an appointee, as a statewide administrator in civil rights. I'll leave it at that. But that has been probably the most amazing experience in terms of helping and working with legislators pass legislation that affect people in a positive way, bringing people together for mediation who had very different views on a set of facts, but getting people out alive with still their dignity, but able to move forward. So mediation is a skill that I picked up on very well in law school and after that. And so I think one of the things that the mayor's platform does is it allows you to bridge all these different entities, for-profit, nonprofit, small businesses, large businesses, to bring them together to come to a certain goal or a particular goal of making Vegas better, which means residents, small business owners, people who live here. See, I think the problem, John, is that oftentimes a lot of people who really work hard and live in the city and who are locals, they feel like they're in the shadows of all the things that are happening that are so great.
If you're elected mayor, would you keep the order out provisions in place in Las Vegas?
I re-examine every last one of them, and I talk to the council about that. One of the things that I'm not going to do is I'm not going to just jump in an office and just start making decisions or not aligning myself with already good policy. My goal is to streamline, so where it makes sense. That means a discussion with the city manager, talking to the other ward councils about why we did what we did. Ordinances have an effect and an impact on mostly to help businesses thrive, but also to keep people safe. And so you want to make sure that I have am briefed by our marshals. What was the intent behind it? And then how can we streamline it? Because there's always a goal that people can align on. Better businesses, safer streets, better tourism. And so do we achieve it by creating an ordinance that basically just put a Band-Aid on a bullet hole, like the homelessness ordinance that we now still even see with data that homelessness has increased since that ordinance was passed and voted on by two of my opponents, to either criminalize homelessness or just make them pay a fine that they can't afford?
It is a crowded mayoral race in Las Vegas. Candidates include sitting Las Vegas council members Cedric Creer and Victoria Seaman and former Congresswoman Shelley Berkeley. You can see our interviews with the candidates at 8newsnow.com, and our full discussion with Kara Jenkins is there as well.